let's have a quick look around my friend's Terra Nova Laser Photon 2. As my understanding is, this is now a discontinued tent. So I don't think you'd be buying this one unless you're looking to get one second hand. So anyway, we'll just have a little look around here, you know, as it's here and we've got a few minutes to have a peruse. I think a few modifications have been made, but from what I can tell, not too many. So I think there are 3 bungee cord tie out points at the back, 1, 2, 3 over there. And then I believe this one here came as standard with it, but these cords here, one here and one here, were added aftermarket. It looks like when you look at the back here or the front, whichever way you want to look at it, you could theoretically tie something around that, maybe for ventilation, but there are no zipped vents or anything like that at the back. It does pitch to the ground all the way around, but obviously if you have uneven ground as there is here, then obviously there will be some places which, you know, you have some airflow underneath, and then the front or the back, whichever way you are pitching it, is basically the same configuration. It's not seam sealed, but this seam, according to my friend, has not leaked, or he has never noticed any leakage. And according to Terra Nova, it is away from any critical point. This black covering here acts as a waterproof cover for the big seam running along the pole here. You could remove it and add some seam sealant if you wished. We have a wide thermarest mat which takes up most of the space in here. It is a 2-person shelter, a Photon 2, but realistically you're only going to get 1 person in here. A vent there, and there's another one here, and you can see that it's done up with this Velcro type of configuration there, and then of course it can be undone and dropped down there. There's a small pocket there, made in China of course, and no pockets there. This is, I'm 5'8" and I'm on quite a thick air thermarest mattress, and I'm brushing the top of this. There's not a huge amount of headroom, but you know, having said that, if you're 5'8" or 5'10", I think my friend is about 5'10", then there's, you know, there's enough room in here. There's a zip which does up, I must admit, very easily. The zip goes all the way around, and you have, you know, a very cozy living space in here. I'm not a big tent fan, as my regular viewers will know. Undo that inner and you will have quite a bit of room. You know, there's enough room in here. You got space to the left here. They call it obviously the Photon 2, but I think they would be better off calling it the Photon 1. Really, it most certainly is not a 2-person shelter. Maybe this shelter was aimed at lightweight campers or racers in the 2010s, before other shelters like the Sulu and Scarp 1 became popular. For a 2-person tent, if you want to be very comfortable together, this weighed 805 grams minimum, 860 max, according to Terra Nova, although I think you'll be adding in your own pegs. You can undo that And actually, quite handily, that goes kind of in that pocket, not very well one-handed. So that goes in there. You have enough, not a massive amount of porch space, but it's not unreasonable, you know, and it doesn't go, you know, tight to the corner, so you can actually reach the back there in this particular model. I don't know about others, so you could put your shoes or boots right back there, even around the corner. You know, there's even room around there, which you don't get in your Hilleberg. You just can't access that area. So, you know, there's certainly enough room to put your boots and other bits that you're just not going to be using while you're in camp would fit back there. And you have, you know, plenty of space for your feet. Here you could sit with your feet inside the door. Here, look, that little clip there will do up to that little clip down there. But the zip stays done up by its own accord. And again, you have room back there to put a few bits. You know, you do have, you know, there's enough headroom here. And that rear side there, you know, that's the mat there. And then you've still got all of this space here. So there is certainly plenty of room in here. And that porch, you know, is quite a reasonable porch there. It's at least half an arm's length, and there's plenty of room there for your feet, so you could put stuff there. Maybe even there's enough room for Lassie there, just about. She squished in there. Or you could be in camp, you know, here, leaning down, and you've got enough room for cooking there. And this is, I must admit, surprisingly for a tent, you know, quite spacious and roomy. The stitching looks quite good, the material looks good, and it looks very comfortable. And you can easily, if you want to, take the inner down, just because the inner is held with, use it fly only, put a ground sheet in there. Connected directly, it's not connected directly to the fly outer, so the inner is also 4 or 5 tying off points there, and then one front and one back. It doesn't look too bad at all for a tent. So if you're looking for one of these second hand, then it's probably, if you can get one reasonably cheaply, it's not a bad little tent, to be honest. It was a toggle back in there. It's a toggle on the inner, isn't it? That's it, yeah. And if you didn't have an inner, it wouldn't work at all. It does not seem at all possible to roll the door up and secure the door to the outer. Only this silly little toggle on the inner for doing the door up. Most bizarre. So I hope you found this little walk through this tent helpful and informative. Please like the video, hit that notification to all. The ground sheet looks quite lightweight, but perfectly fine and functional. It's clearly aimed at you know, the lightweight aficionado who, you know, is happy to take saving weight without worrying about extra luxury mod cons or expecting a super thick ground sheet. You know, understanding that a lightweight ground sheet, you know, you just need to just treat it with care, love and respect. And even a very lightweight ground sheet without one of those ridiculous footprints that you simply don't need, you know, will still give you a lot, you know, of usage out of it. Anyway, I will sign off here, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much. See you soon. Lassie, leave it.